Tory Lanez case, we all thought that Tory was going to beat it. And then, I see people switching up after seeing exhibits. Here are all the exhibits, and I'm going to play a bunch of these that supposedly swayed the jury. Here we go. Okay, so these are what the jury actually seen in court. And here's the thing: we've been seeing stuff in text format that describes stuff. We've never seen the video, hear the audio. Now we get to see and hear everything the jury heard. Here are all the exhibits. I'm going to play a bunch of them. Here we go.
Alex Alonso here, Street TV. Thanks for tapping in. And what I got for you next.
Here we go.
And exhibit number 1 in the trial was presented by the prosecution by witness officer Rogelio Diaz. He was the first witness for the prosecution on Monday, December 12th. And this is a map of Nicholas Canyon Road, where this entire incident took place. Officer Diaz testified that he responded to this location. And after he responded to this location in the 4 a.m. hour, 0400 hours, he found bullet casings on the ground. They found 4 bullet casings. That's bullet casing number 1.
Oh, here we go.
That's bullet casing number 2.
Okay.
There's bullet casing number 3.
By the way, interesting to note, this looks like this is not the road. It might be near the road, maybe like near a gutter or like the side of the road. The other 2 seem like it's in the road. By the way, when you fire a gun, all bullet casings don't go in generally the same area, but they go around the same area. So, if you're thinking about, remember, this is y'all are now the jury. Like, you get to see what they saw. Before we're going on what people said, now you get to go on what they saw. Grant, I see you. And by the way, boom, I see you, boy.
Bullet casing number 4. And all 4 of those photos are part of Exhibit 2. That would be Exhibit 2A through 2D. Exhibit number 3 is actually a pendant chain that belonged to Kelsey Harris that Officer Diaz found in the street on Nicholas Canyon Road. Exhibit number 4 is an acrylic nail that Officer Diaz found in the street on Nicholas Canyon Road. This actually ended up, they found out it belonged to Kelsey Harris. And it is believed to have broken off her hand during a fight, during some sort of confrontation that she had. And we heard testimony that she had a confrontation with Tory Lanez, but we also heard that she had a confrontation with Megan. Exhibit 5 is a photograph of blood in the street that Officer Diaz observed when they got on the scene on Nicholas Canyon Road. Exhibit 6. This is the side of the street where...
Hey, quick intermission real quick. Anyway, back to the Tory and Meg thing. A lot of this detail I've never seen before. So, like, I don't know if y'all were following or y'all watched this video before. I've never seen this fucking detail when it came to Meg and Tory, and it's the first time. So I'm watching it for the first time with you. This is exactly what the jury saw. And we'll go back to the thug thing too. But if you're wondering, because I'm on the same shit too. Like, if y'all got to watch a podcast between me and Milagros tomorrow. And I asked her eventually, I said, yo, is there something fundamentally off between what you told us, what we heard from everybody else, and what was pretty much reported versus what happened? Because Tory got found guilty, and I think everybody thought that he was going to be innocent. So that's the thing, all right? Let's keep watching these exhibits.
Where they parked their car, they parked that black SUV, and the entire incident happened in this location. And that house you see right there belonged to one of the witnesses that testified for the defense, Sean Kelly. That's his house. Exhibit 7. This is a house across the street where...
I think when we looked at the whole situation, remember we brought it up on Google Maps, I think we saw this place. It It was across the street, like kind of like a little diagonally, but yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion actually ended up crawling to and falling to the ground. You can see the address of that house, 1807.
Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind.
And she was in this driveway. And you can see a couple of these white cards in the street. They're supposed to be evidence markers, but the LAPD didn't have proper placards. They're usually yellow with black numbers. So these are just pieces of paper that they use. They use field interview cards and bended them over to mark the locations of the bullet casings. Exhibit number 8 is a chain found on the ground that belonged to Kelsey Harris. It is believed this chain broke off during one of the altercations.
Is this a chain right here? Like, this just look like see-through. What the fuck?
That she had. Exhibit 9 is body-worn camera footage of the LAPD, Officer Diaz, on the scene at Nicholas Canyon Road. And you'll see they're pulling out their flashlights and they're looking for evidence on the street. And this is where this is when they find the bullet casings and the items that belong to Kelsey Harris. And I'll post this video in its entirety. It's a 2-minute and 40-second video that I'll post in its entirety for those who are interested in checking that out. Exhibit 9. And that was the last exhibit that was presented when Officer Diaz was testifying. Then Exhibit 10 and 11 are the 911 calls. And I've posted that on a previous video if you're interested in listening to both those 911 calls. I also have the transcripts to those 911 calls that I'll post. I'll post on a link below. And it give me about a day to post that, but I actually have all the exhibits posted on a link below for those who want to download them. So so Exhibit 10 is 911 call number 1. Exhibit 11 is 911 call number 2, and those were presented in court. Quan left. It's the path that they drove to Hollywood Boulevard, and then the path that they drove going eastbound on Hollywood Boulevard towards La Brea. That clip right there showed blood, Megan's blood on her legs. And then that was the last exhibit presented while Officer Cabral was on testified as a recall witness. Then they recalled Jody Little, the LADA investigator, and they presented Exhibit 46, which was withdrawn, and then Exhibit 47 is the entire song of Kelsey Harris's diss track called Bussin' Back. And the prosecution wanted to present the entire song because the defense, when they questioned Kelsey Harris on cross-examination, he asked her about 2 lines of the song, and he took the worst 2 lines out that suggested that she was the shooter or that she shot. And then the prosecution decided we got to show the whole song because the song actually the theme behind the song is actually that she didn't shoot her. So they actually presented the entire song, and they did this under witness Jody Little. And this is Exhibit 47, the last exhibit presented by the prosecution in People v. Daystar Peterson. Thanks for tapping in with another video from Street TV.
All right. So, and my bad. I'm like eating over here too. So, my bad. Shout out to Street TV though. They definitely have a lot of shit in here.